welcome to FSU Weather Friday edition. It's here over Deb Campbell Stadium. We're seeing sunny skies and clear conditions. Those nice conditions still remaining in effect from that cold front that came through earlier this week. And you can see that sun is brighter than a yellow highlighter out there. It is a beautiful night with 69 and a little bit of a breeze coming through. If you're from Florida, maybe a little chilly for you right now. 70s across the entire area. 67 in Apalachicola, getting a little cooler, and 69 in Valdosta. So seeing really cool conditions, and that's not really normal for this time of year. Our temperature anomaly showing really kind of below average temperatures for this time of year for our area, with much of the west showing above average temperatures, so kind of a weird pattern going on. And minimum temperatures are about the same. We're seeing a below temperatures we'd normally see in pretty much the entire east, and out west seeing those warmer temperatures than we would normally see for this time of year. For tonight's headlines, cold eastern U.S., weekend warm-up, and how do fronts actually affect daily weather? All this and more starting at FSU Weather right now.
That is right. Thank you, Melissa. So, like you said, we have been experiencing some record cold temperatures this week. I think we broke actually 2 records this week for our low temperature. Brian, isn't that right?
I believe we did, and it's been very cold, but warm-up is on the way. So just because it's been cold the last couple of days, I don't think it's time to break out those winter parkas quite yet.
Yeah, I know. I'm from South Florida now. You're from Orlando, Ryan. So I know both of us probably aren't too used to the cold. So I know I've been in a hoodie the past few days.
I have been too, but I definitely appreciate the cooler temperatures. It's been really nice to go outside, not have to worry about sweating across, just to walk across campus. It's really been a great time to be out and about in Tallahassee.
Yeah, definitely a great start to fall so far. We're about getting a good way into fall. Halloween is coming up. Thanksgiving's not too far away. All these fall holidays that everybody loves, being out with your family and your friends. It's really a great time, great weather all around.
Yeah, we've got a lot to talk about tonight, so hope you can stick with us for the whole show. We got a great show ahead of us, and we'll pass it off to Jason over at the wall.
Thanks, Ryan. Yeah, it's a beautiful day outside right now. It's a nice temperature of 69 degrees, sunny, winds of north and northeast. So it's just a beautiful day, a lot warmer than we've been seeing in the past couple of days. And the res, it's a beautiful time to go to the res of 69 degrees there too. So really, it's only 10 minutes away, so that makes sense why it's only the same temperature. But Panama City, that's a different temperature. The camera's a little weird right now, but 75 degrees right now, very sunny. As you can see, not a cloud in the sky. Looking at the temperature almanac, we're not breaking any records today, but we did, like they said before, break some records earlier this week. High right now is 74, and low is 35. So just a beautiful, beautiful day outside. Local radar showing us just clear, as I was saying before. We're going to be seeing a clear radar, not much any activity, but that will change as we get along with our week. Current temperature showing us that just similar temperatures throughout the entire area. Maybe a little colder by Apalachicola, but other than that, it's a beautiful, beautiful time to be in Tallahassee. Current dew points are showing us just very dry. That's because we're not seeing a lot of moisture in the atmosphere right now, and that's causing us to have these very low dew points. Tonight's forecast dipping into the mid-40s for most of our area, but we're going to be seeing those temperatures not go as low as we've been seeing in the past couple days, which is good for some people, but bad for others. So we're going to be seeing that future radar showing us just a clear, perfect northeasterly winds. But other than that, it's going to be perfect. Tonight's forecast is showing us, tomorrow's forecast is showing a high of 79, so it's a lot hotter than it has been in the past couple days, which is generally the trend we've been seeing for the past couple days, and we will be seeing for the next couple days. We'll be seeing Tallahassee reaching 79 for tomorrow. Tonight, though, we're going to be seeing temperatures dip down into the mid-40s, 46 right now, clear, winds are calm, so perfect time to go outside for a fun Friday night. Tomorrow, though, we'll be seeing those temperatures reach up more into 79, like I was saying before, very, very hot. Well, hot is relative to what we've been seeing this week, but sunny, winds of north and northeast of 8 miles an hour, so a little bit windy rather than the night of. 7-day forecast showing us that Saturday and Sunday would be a beautiful, beautiful time to go outside. Highs of 79 and 83, but lows gradually increasing of 46 and 48, but that will not stop there because that rain chances will start to creep back up. As you can see, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday we'll be seeing some rain chances. Small, but we need the rain as little as we can get because those rain chances will begin to 40 on Wednesday. So it's going to be a perfect time to go outside for this weekend. Make sure you guys stay safe, and I'm going to pass it next to Ariana.
Thank you, Jason. And you know, I'm because we are actually going to be living up to the name of the Sunshine State here over the next couple days. Outside of this little shortwave that we do see over in the peninsula of Florida that is getting some rain right now, everywhere else on the radar is looking dry. So as we move to Pensacola, this is actually where I'm near from. So we can see beautiful skies, not a cloud out there really. Temperatures are 70, so a little bit chilly for us Floridians right now. But overall, great day if you are heading outdoors. And as you look across the panhandle right now, no rain is showing up on the radar across the region. You do have a few pop-ups in southwestern Alabama right now, but overall, great day if you love to get outdoors. Moving on down to Daytona Beach right now, you can see as we're going to get a little bit farther south, more clouds are going to start to appear. So Daytona is seeing mostly sunny conditions with temperatures at 74 degrees. It is a little breezy out there, so maybe grab a windbreaker or something. Winds coming out of the north at 11 miles per hour. So you can see the rain is staying off the coast right now, but along the I-4 corridor, I-75, great day if you are traveling in those two regions. In Fort Lauderdale, though, I was mentioning those clouds as we work farther south. You can see the cloudy skies across the area. Temperatures are 81, so not too bad, but winds are quite gusty coming out of the north at 14 miles per hour. So here's that rain I was talking about, right along that I-95 corridor, and that is all due to a shortwave that is sitting off the coast, so keeping the rain mostly out of the Florida peninsula right now. But overall, if you are across the state, we love to go outside as these sunny conditions are going to continue. So we did see a cold front work through the state a couple days ago, and you're seeing all these nice cool temperatures across the state, even below average for most of the areas as we're seeing. And we can see that all because of our dew points. You can see those lower dew points across the area bringing a little bit more manageable weather. I would say it's not as muggy as it is usually across the state at this time. So great day, a little bit drier, so make sure you have some lotion or chapstick with you. But overall, love to go outside in this type of weather. For tonight in Florida, though, you can see temperatures are going to be dipping into the 40s across the panhandle for certain locations. A little bit warmer as we're getting farther south, but great night to head outdoors. Few clouds, great way to see the stars. In terms of the rain, though, we're going to keep the umbrellas away here over the next couple days. You can see sunny skies, a few clouds here and there, but overall great conditions, especially if you love to go outdoors. I know Florida has a lot of beaches, especially this time of year, great time to go because a lot of the tourists don't know that October is the best time to go out into Florida. For temperatures tomorrow, though, temperatures are going to start to slowly creep up closer to average as we head into the next couple days, but sunny skies across the state. So as we look across the southeast, how are we seeing that sunny weather?
Thank you, Ariana. So you can see the entire southeast is very sunny conditions right now. It's nice temperatures too, 73 degrees in Tampa, 66 in Charlotte, 74 in Nashville, and then down in New Orleans, 74 degrees as well, although you can see a bit of haze in the background in the New Orleans metro area right now. But as you're looking at your southeast, high pressure is dominating. High pressure is dry weather, it's sunny, and that's going to cause us to stay dry for days to come. Your only low pressure system is off of the coast of the Atlantic coast over to Bahamas, and you can see a few showers there. If you're in the Miami metro area, you're getting a few showers too, but the rest of Florida and the rest of the entire southeast is dry. And here's where you're looking at your current temperatures. It's 70 in Tallahassee. It's really, really nice this evening. It's 81 degrees though in Jackson, Mississippi, 87 in Shreveport, which is pretty warm. As you get up towards Charlotte, North Carolina though, it's 65. Miami, 77. These are cool temperatures for this time of the year and this time of the day in Florida. Now here's your winds. So you go further west, this is where you're going to have humid air because your wind here is coming straight out of the Gulf, which is going to be warm, moist air. But as you can see, Tallahassee's wind is coming from the north. Florida in general, the whole state, the wind is coming out of the north and the northeast. And that's a dry air direction. We are getting dry air from the front that had passed through on Tuesday, our strongest front of the year so far. We set 2 record lows. And then here's your 36-hour radar forecast. We don't have anything in Florida. If you're going on a cruise way out here, the cruise ships probably don't go that far, but if you are, that's where you're going to experience rain. But there is a coastal low headed towards the northeast, so if you know anyone up in New England, you may want to let them know that their plans on Sunday and Monday might be affected if they're outside. But here's another reason for the dry air. These dew points are very, very low. And they creep up a little bit, but a 41-degree dew point is still pretty low. And even Sunday afternoon, your dew points are still in the upper 40s. Although there is a system forming out to the west, and your dew points out here are 60 in Dallas-Fort Worth, and that is a much higher dew point out there. It is getting muggy there. But as you look at Charlotte, it's 73 degrees tomorrow, 73 on Sunday, 74 on Monday, and 74 on Tuesday. You have a nice 4 days coming up for Charlotte. If you know anyone there, if you have any outdoor plans in Charlotte area. If you're going to Nashville, Nashville is a little bit warmer, but still very nice. Although if you have outdoor plans in Nashville on Tuesday, you may want to bring an umbrella because you are forecast to have rain along the cold front that's developing. And as you go to Tampa, you're in the mid-80s, warmer, it's Florida, and you're going to have your lows creep up too. If you're going out to New Orleans, you're going to walk around Bourbon Street. It's going to be nice until Tuesday when you will see showers and storms in the forecast. But now I'm going to pass things off to Hayden.
Yeah, thanks, Nico. Yeah, the southeast looks quite stupendous out there. Now we're going to take an even broader look out into the national. So going back, taking a look at our surface map, the high pressure, as Nico is alluding to, is surface over Tallahassee, leading to some drier conditions. And then we have our next big weather system sweeping across the plains and eventually into the eastern United States. We have that big low pressure associated with the cold front, bringing in moist conditions to the northwest that desperately need it. They've been very, very dry. And of course, we also have a cold front with a warm front into the Midwest and Chicago area. So we're starting to see some active weather as the jet stream and baroclinicity increases as we head into later into fall. Looking at our natural water vapor, we see this trough digging in with these lighter blue colors indicating that moist precipitable water that leads to those shower chances. The southeast, seeing very dry. That orange in the Gulf of Mexico is bone dry air, really low humidities. And then, of course, in the northeast as well, we do have a little bit more moisture coming in with the next frontal system. Taking a look at the current national temperatures, the cool spot is actually in the eastern United States. Boston at 55 degrees, so you definitely want to bring a jacket out there. And warming up as we progress into the interior of the United States, with Dallas topping a pretty warm 90 degrees. So it's quite a contrast of air masses as that air is moderating behind that trough. And then, of course, looking out west, we see the next cool shot injecting in with that trough. 49 Seattle, 64 in Billings, and, of course, Los Angeles, always beautiful weather at 72 degrees. Dew points reflect what we're seeing. So we have that cold front that's dug into the Midwest. We're seeing very dry dew points. 12 degrees in Denver. That is air that you can wear. Bring that chapstick for sure. Los Angeles 64, feeling a bit more maritime influence, and a little bit more moist in the northwest as well. And taking a look into our area, 35 in Tallahassee, so anomalously dry with that surge of moisture coming into the south central United States. That Tallahassee feels we start to moderate our air mass. Temperature anomalies. This red shading here indicates plus 20 degrees dominating across the entire Midwest. So warm temperatures, kind of like a fall summer is appearing, or much of the United States. Although I do know, as Nico was saying, Florida around negative 10 to negative 15 degrees below Fahrenheit for our temperature anomalies. And of course, Northwest is seeing that next cool front coming into the play. And these anomalies are going to persist. Looking at the drought monitor, the Northwest was seeing very dry conditions, and as well as the West, and we're starting to get some frontal systems come in helping alleviate that. And of course, we want to alleviate that drought in the Midwest. We should get the systems coming in. And of course, with that drought, we have a fire weather warning occurring across the Central Plains, so definitely something to keep a lookout there. The Northeast, seeing some pretty dry skies. And the Northwest is a very different picture. We're going to have a winter storm warning for the inner Mountain West mountains. And of course, we have fire weather warnings and even freeze warnings across the Sierra Nevadas. So definitely some active weather in the west with that trough system. And if you're heading out to the southwest into the Las Vegas area, into all those regions, we have high wind warnings as well, as that system is going to sweeping it through. So overall, tonight's temperatures going to be in the 60s across the plains, 40s in the east and 40s in the west. And then heading into tomorrow, we will also be moderating for sure. And so now we're going to bring it over to our next forecast with Spencer, see what he has to say.
Thank you, Hayden. So we are going to be taking a quick look at the tropics. And so firstly, we can see taking a look at the list of tropical cyclone names. So you can see of about the 21 names, we are about halfway through, a little bit more through our names, which is actually a little bit less than the season forecast had predicted. We had expected a bit of an above average season, possibly 15 or more storms, and we've only seen about 11 so far. So definitely a little bit below what we're seeing or we expected to see. So right now up here in the Atlantic, we do have a small invest. This is not a tropical storm or even a tropical depression yet. It's still just an invest, so we are keeping an eye out for it. And you can see those sea surface temperatures. So above 80 degrees, that's kind of the threshold that we look at for possibly seeing some intensification and tropical cyclone formation. So you can see it's just about north of those warm temperatures, so we shouldn't expect to see too much intensification. And now what this is showing is isobars, so lines of constant pressure. This is showing us a high pressure, the Bermuda high, which is why we saw on that invest track, it's going to bring it closer to the United States. It's going to bring that invest with that that clockwise flow toward the United States, but it shouldn't be too much of a threat. And here we can see water vapor over the Gulf of Mexico. So down here is the cold front that we experienced a few days ago and some of that drier air associated with it. And this moist air, you can see we do have an upper level trough making its way into the southeast, which is going to be returning some of that moisture. Another look here at that front, you can see just some rain happening in storms across much of the Caribbean associated with that cold front and that moving cyclone, which has made its way across the country. And just some water vapor images of the middle of the Atlantic. So you can see here is where that invest is. Got some dry air here, so it's going to help limit the development in the next few days. And we are going to be passing things off to Ryan for a look at what exactly we mean when we say fronts.
That's right, Spencer. So we've talked a lot about, during the show today, about what exactly a front is. And so we're going to talk more in depth as to how fronts control our weather. So what is a front exactly? It's a boundary separating air mass. So think about high and low pressure systems. When we think of a high pressure system, that means it's temperature above mean sea level pressure, and then low, of course, meaning lower than sea level pressure. So it affects temperature, wind, humidity, and more. And then the cold fronts in particular are pretty much our big weather makers. So this is an example map of what exactly Hayden was showing earlier about the weather across the United States. So we've got this high pressure system out here over Nevada and parts of Utah. That's bringing kind of drier and very warm temperatures across the area. You know, there's this low pressure system over Minnesota and the Dakotas. That's bringing some nicer weather. But you'll notice this front that's kind of out in front of it. That's where a lot of our weather comes from. And then this purple line here is a kind of mixed front. And then we've also got the stationary front down here. So we've got the occluded front, the stationary front. Blue is the cold front, so that's where a lot of our weather comes from. And you'll notice here that when I click to the next graphic, we'll see colder temperatures behind the cold front, making sense, which is why we've seen colder temperatures in the last couple weeks. We saw that cold front push through Tallahassee a couple days ago. Then we've got warm temperatures out in front of it. And so the cold weather is actually, the cold front goes underneath the high pressure, which is what allows that cold air to come in. And then up towards Canada and the East Coast is where we kind of see some milder conditions. So with that, let's keep in mind all the frontal boundaries across the United States, and then let's look at how that impacts our weather. So you notice out in front of this cold front, you see storms. So on this example, we've got storms over Georgia, Middle Tennessee, even up in the parts of Kentucky and Indiana. And then we've also got some storms out from this occluded front. But behind the cold front, we're seeing some cooler temperatures, you know, some snow icons popping up. And this is just an example. This isn't real life. But we've got snow icons popping up. And then sunny skies where it is a little bit cooler, but not cold enough for it to snow quite yet. So now I'm going to pass it off to Melissa for more on what to expect around town.
Thanks, Ryan. Yeah, we're still seeing those effects of the cold front that came through just a couple days ago here in Tallahassee. 69 degrees right now. That's some of the colder temperatures we've seen over the past couple months. Sunny with a little bit of wind coming through. That sun's finally starting to set over Doak Campbell stadiums. And Much of the other areas are also seeing the same thing. Clear skies, sun setting, beautiful night to go out. If you're out watching the sunset, it's going to be a great night. Our local radar showing nothing out there really. Again, that high pressure air mass is sitting over our area, preventing any really rainfall, cloud cover, or anything from developing, and keeping our winds pretty calm as well. So that's where that colder, drier air is coming from, keeping our conditions really nice and really beautiful for the next couple of nights. Current temperatures, again, 70s across the entire area, so most of you are probably enjoying a break from those hot temperatures we've seen the last couple months. No, if you're not native Floridians, you're freezing to death out there. 72, nah, too cold. But seeing some 60s up there too, 68 in Thomasville, 69 in Valdosta, and 67 in Apalachicola. So there are a few 60s still lingering around. Tonight, moving back down into the 40s, but that's a bit different than we've seen the last 2 nights where it got down to the 30s. 2 nights in a row. I know that is way too cold for me. And really chilling things down. Thankfully, didn't really have a hard forming. Tonight, maybe not the best night to go look at the moon, but it's a nice night to go see stars. That moon's light is not going to be blocking out a lot of the stars. It's going to be nice, clear conditions, so great night to go and spot the Little Dipper, Big Dipper, and all other constellations you want to see. Our future radar showing the same thing, so not expecting to change anytime soon. A bit of a northeasterly wind coming through, so we've got a little bit of breeze picking up here in the next 24 hours, but overall, still seeing those clear conditions into Saturday, so really a nice weekend for going out and enjoying your weekend. Tomorrow's forecast, warming right back up to the 70s, a bit higher than we've been seeing, looking at high 70s for much of the area, a couple 77s down south, but overall a lot warmer than it's been the last few days, again because of that cold front, so until we get another one, still going to see those warmer conditions. Tallahassee's International Airport, if you're planning on flying out anywhere over the weekend, going to be really nice conditions for that too. Not really seeing a whole lot to worry about. No airport delays anywhere that we can see. Or if you want to go to the beach, seeing kind of the same thing. It's actually a really beautiful time to go to the beach. I know I'm going kayaking tomorrow, so maybe you should take advantage of it too. That beautiful sunset going down over the beaches. 79 in the air, 75 in the water, and a little bit of a breeze coming through. So really, again, nice conditions. And over the next 7 days, not really seeing much of a change. Seeing next to no chance for rain, maybe a little bit on Wednesday with another front that may come through. Warming temperatures back up to the mid-80s and staying in the 50s to 60s at night. So some really beautiful conditions. Get out there, enjoy your Halloween that's coming up, and make the most of your weekend. But now I'm going to turn things over to Evan to take a look at the rest of our sports for this weekend.
Yeah, so I know I'm a native New Yorker, so I'm from the north, and I'm used to the cold. But this cold has kind of got me in kind of a lavender haze almost. So I'm kind of glad that we're warming up here. And actually, you can see here in the baseball forecast tomorrow, we have an exhibition game against Kennesaw State at 1 p.m. at Dick Hauser Stadium. I believe that's the name of the stadium, if I'm getting that right. But it was warming up into the 70s. So hopefully we'll be warmer than the Yankees' bats have been the last couple of days against the Houston Astros. Hoping we can reverse that trend tomorrow starting at Yankee Stadium, but we'll have to see. It looks like swimming and diving also we have a match tomorrow. Men's swimming against Georgia tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Looks like beautiful weather as well there. Nice and warm. Well, maybe it's a little bit chillier inside of the building there, but still nice weather as you're walking to and from that as well. Similar story for the women's swimming and diving 2 hours after that, right after that at noon tomorrow, again against Georgia. Looks like nice temperatures spiking up into the upper 70s there by later afternoon. Volleyball has a big match tonight at 6:30 against Virginia Tech. I believe Virginia Tech is ranked, if I'm not mistaken. That might be soccer I'm thinking of. But anyway, we're getting nice and cool tonight. Not as cool as we have been the past 2 nights prior to last night. We broke 2 records at the Tallahassee airport. We got down to 31 last night, or 2 nights ago. I apologize for that. But again, we're going down to the middle 50s, so not as chilly as we have been. And actually, we're bone dry on that future radar tonight. And no midnight rain actually expected in this forecast, so that's actually good news there. And those Taylor Swift references thrown out there for that album that got released last night. I know people have been very excited about that. So no midnight rain, that's definitely a good thing. Similar story up in Pittsburgh, where soccer is taking on Pitt tomorrow, or Sunday, 1 p.m. Temperatures look nice and cool there in the upper 60s. It's actually above their average, which is around 62 degrees this time of year. So enjoy that weather up there. Future radar looks great as well. Nice southerly breeze affecting that warmer air northward and keeping us nice and comfortable up in Pittsburgh. But Hayden, how are we looking, as SpongeBob would say, around town?
Around town, it's gonna be remarkable. It's gonna be pretty good. Right now, as you look on the radar, nothing but sunshine filling across the happy Tallahasseans, and of course some light northeast winds. So it's going to be quite nice if you're heading around town, for to say the least. And this is going to continue all the way throughout Saturday. Note 625. We barely have any clouds in the sky. It's going to be scintillating. It's going to be awesome. Anything you want to do, go out there and do it. College Town, always a great spot to be. Of course, we don't have the football games going on right now. Nothing at home, but Madison Social, Township, Couches, all nice ways to go out. 60 degrees, clear skies at your 8 p.m., 11 p.m. Dropping off cool to cool temperatures, 51 degrees. A light sweater would be necessary. And of course, you're now late, 2 a.m. It's going to be 47 degrees. You want to have a jacket or a sweater, but a great night nonetheless to go out. The morning dog walk forecast, I have a pit bull lab. Whatever you have, they love to go out in the cool conditions. 48 degrees at 9 a.m. Bring a jacket, it's going to be chilly. And then look at that, 66 degrees, 11 a.m. Doesn't get much pitch perfect than that. SpongeBob would very much appreciate a forecast, as do people in Tallahassee. Saturday drive cast, you just want to listen to country music like I do and just kind of hang out. 3 p.m. at 76 degrees. Just make sure to bring those sunglasses. If you're driving, you don't want to get blinded out there. Airport delays, none to be seen. We have that green icon, 72 degrees, and turbulence should be pretty low as the winds aloft should start to lessen up, and we have no clouds really in the sky to be seen. Across the southeast and across the country, nothing but ahead. Coming out, we have the get-go. There are no delays to be seen anywhere. And so now I believe we're going to be heading off to our desk to close off this wonderful show.
Yes, thank you, Hayden. Yeah, it's a very nice evening around town, but the problem is we're having such dry weather, and we're continuing to go into dry weather that we are in a moderate drought, and it's going to continue to get worse.
That is right, and while we love seeing these sunny skies, it isn't without concern, because that rain that we're so used to in these times of years is actually going to be missing here over the next couple of days.
Yeah, it is. And the GFS weather model has continuously been indicating that we won't see any precipitation here for the next 2 weeks. So if you're going to be burning leaves or anything outside, you need to be very careful with that. The windier the day, the worse the day to do that too, because it will spread quicker.
That is right, and some fire tip reminders. Don't have any campfires going, especially when we are seeing the drought monitor start to increase over our area, and don't park your cars on the grass. I didn't know this until we had a segment on the show earlier this year, but it can actually cause a fire if there were a match to be thrown on the ground, or like a cigarette butt.
Yeah, it definitely could, and the fumes from the car could even ignite that if it's dry enough in Florida. And it looks like it's going to continue to stay dry for days and days to come, because the only front that looks like it's going to approach us looks like it will come through dry.
Yeah, that is right. Although we did see some rain, hopefully in the forecast to help relieve some of the drought-like conditions that we are experiencing here, but it will bring us back up to closer to average temperatures. I know we were a bit below average today, or for the past couple days, and it was quite cold outside, if I do say so myself.
Yes, it has been cold. But anyway, you can follow us on Twitter at www.twitter.com/FSUweather.
You can like us on Facebook at facebook.com/FSUweather.
You can always watch us live on YouTube like you are right now on www.youtube.com/FSUweather.
And send us photos to our Instagram at FSUweather. And we are going to leave you with one last live look at Doak. I hope you have a great night, everyone.